I think we in the Western world, in the first world, have a privilege. And we don't realize that food is really, to many people around the world, a luxury. And like, if you're a young person that is not hungry, that is hungry, and you're in one of these countries, and you're you're working hard at school all day, and you're waiting for that bowl of shark fin soup when you get home, and you go, I work hard all day at school, and then you're driving a rickshaw, literal rickshaw, through the mountains with your panda friend, and you're going up hills and up and down the hills, and then you get to this lovely little rustic, little Chinese kind of like bamboo. It's kind of well appointed, and you and your panda friend get out, and mom goes, hey, and here's the shark fin soup. That's someone's culture. So to me, what you're suggesting is like someone goes, oh, I have a culture, but it doesn't matter because you want them, instead of that, to go through McDonald's, get 15 cheeseburgers, and start I don't know, vaping by the mall. But they're like, no, we have a culture too, and it's eating this soup.
I asked them about that. It actually started in the 1960s. There was a story that one of the emperors in the year 800 said, I want to eat a shark because that's the strongest animal and I want to be stronger than that. So then in the 1960s, the restaurants, the hotels were like, well, what if we served it as a gimmick and just to get people to stay here and have their weddings here? And then in 2000, China really started getting money, or 90s, it took off. It became a really expensive item. But the problem with the soup is that nobody likes it because it tastes like nothing. It's actually fishing wire. So they have to put chicken stock and pork stock, and they have to scrub it with bleach. Now, the bleach they scrub it with is the same stuff you clean your toilet with. It has neurotoxins. The bleach does not come out. They have to scrub it, bleach it, dehydrate it, rehydrate it. And it only just feels like if you bit your fingernail, that's exactly what it tastes like. So
in fairness,
so
you're
I asked
describing 85% of American fast food.
Exactly.
As well. There's a lot. There's plastic in the yoga mats at Subway.
I know.
I'm sorry.
There's
food. Yoga mat plastic in the bread at Subway.
I don't know
they don't have yoga
do Subway
mats.
yoga.
Yeah.
The yoga mats.
I do all of my yoga.
The yoga at Subway.
But you know what I mean? Like you're making good points, but then they will turn around and they will go, you're serving people plastic.
They can say it, but here's the thing. The young generation in China, I asked them, I go, what? They don't want it at their wedding. It's the parents are doing it to show off. And I said,
to be honest with you, I don't listen to the younger generation because they don't believe in tradition. They don't believe in values. Many of them have been raised on the internet. They're sick. And if you're going to have a shark fin soup, a traditional shark fin soup at the wedding, and if you're having
food that has actually no flavor and causes impotence and brain damage, which it does with the neurotoxins in the fin, and to even get it to taste like anything, you have to flavor it with either chicken stock or pork.
It's a delicacy, and it is a flex.
It's a flex, but what we realized, Beanie
like
Baby
my
drop.
fake bear. It's not 50 grand, dummies.
But we realized
it's fake.
If you have an expensive bowl of mushroom soup or lobster soup, people are just as happy. And we talked to
So the young people in China are over this.
Are over it. And the older people are just like, well, we just want to show off, give something expensive and treat our guests well. So a lot of people.
Should we destroy every tradition that's ever existed on the planet? Like this
is a fake tradition. It was a marketing gimmick. It was never a tradition. It's not like, by the way, the Faroe Islands, they killed 165. Have you ever had a good argument?
Have you ever sat down with one of these fishermen and have they really opened your mind? When you sit down with a fisherman, like a hardy kind of old salt from Massachusetts, who's like,
the sharks must be eaten.
Yeah, but really though, has anybody opened your mind to the necessity of this? Do you see any of the arguments from the other side at all?
The only thing I can see is that in a place like Indonesia, they're starving and eating shark because there's a lack of protein. That's a serious issue because Indonesia. But what I've seen mainly is that it's like the mafia is very involved. In Spain, they're huge. Spain is the #1 exporter of fins. It's a completely useless trade. There's not a single person where I sat down. I was like, and that's why you see me in the documentary and I go crazy. I'm like, but I don't understand it. Like the soup has no flavor. It has neurotoxins. None of the health stuff. Like, what is it? And then it's like, oh, everyone's just making money from killing them. So why stop it? That's really the answer.
Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's certainly you have an opinion, and I think that it's valid, and I think you've done research into it. And I think that, like, is there not a happy medium? Oh, can we not meet in the middle?
What is the middle, though?
The middle would be viewing sharks as violent predators,
Yes.
protecting ourselves against them.
By means of...
Well, I don't know, but
But you've been in the water your whole life. You've never even seen one.
a sand shark once swam into me and was disgusted.
Don't you
repulsed
think
by
that's
me and
racist
swam
against?
away.
Isn't that the definition of racism?
it's
Is you've
it's-
heard things about it. You have actually no experience whatsoever with sharks. None. Everything is from what someone has told you and what you've read in the news. You've never experienced one. You've been in the water your whole life, and yet you still believe this. That's how strong the media is. Don't you see the brainwashing that's been the last 40 years? That's what the fishing industry wants. They like us to be terrified and angry and petrified of them instead of saying, we need them, respect them, protect them, but let's figure out a way in South Africa.
I'm only sometimes on a plane if I have nothing to do and I have the Wi-Fi, I will watch shark attacks like a lot of people. And
Shark Attack 3
or I'll
with-
watch plane crashes, which is actually kind of
Right.
ironic and fun to do in a plane. But I'll watch shark attacks because I want to know what's going on and I want to know what I'm up against. And this idea that sharks, Eli, are not violent when they are apex predators is crazy.
But that's not my position. My position is please don't kill them. We need them.
Okay, but also, how about please don't kill us, too, sharks?
Well, there's a lot of other things you want to
That
start
guy
with.
in
It's
Egypt,
12
why is the tiger shark eating him?
I don't know.
We
You'd have
don't
to
know
ask
why
the
that
tiger
happened.
shark, but the tiger sharks, it's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
People are going to die. Like we can't childproof the world. We can't,
What about a gate? No, I'm literally saying, what about a
They've
fence?
tried. People have tried it. It doesn't
And
work.
Why?
Because you can't build it in the ocean. The ocean moves. You can't build something that sits in the ocean that keeps sharks out. What
Do
you
we
need,
have drones that watch the sharks?
Yeah. That's
And
what
can
you
we
need.
send threatening things down? Like not,
No,
not.
there's a horn. They do shark spotters. There's a shark. People move out. 5 minutes later, shark passes. Most of the time, the sharks are there swimming with us. That's really, and we never know it because they're afraid of interaction. I'm telling you, they only go after things they know they're going to eat. And they don't eat that often. They're pelagic. They wander the globe, eating the sick and dying fish. That's what they want. And so when we're splashing around, that's mimicking when a fish is injured, it splashes.
Well, I don't like splashing. I don't do it a lot anyway because it's kind of like low rent behavior in the
Right.
ocean.
Well,
you have to float kind of like, like you just kind of like just be quiet. I don't like a lot of splashing. I don't like a lot of loud music on the beach. I don't like a lot of fast food, like a certain type of beach. I like a couple of women in white linens, very quiet. Women don't go in the ocean. It's a little gross. And the men will go in with the children, or the housekeeper will bring the children in, but the women sit there, little white linen on the beach, reading a novel. So there's certain type of beaches that I don't go to. I mean, and God forbid, and God help us, we know a lot of what's going on in the beaches right now is crazy. But I'm just saying, I've always been a person who believes that human beings are a special and unique thing.
I know that about you.
No, I believe that.
Would you ban smoking? I mean, you're an advocate of smoking.
Well, not always, but I think there's times when a cigarette will make a situation more livable. But no, I wouldn't ban smoking. What I would say to people is, I believe human beings are special and unique, and I believe they have dominion over the animals and the beasts.
A lot of people do.
And I don't even believe that necessarily in a theological Christian way. I believe in it in a we are smarter than them. We are sharper. And we have been able to do things like make things like drive-thrus and nuclear weapons and all-inclusive resorts and things that people may not like, but they're nice.
Did you know that great white sharks speak with mouth gaping? They do this little these little jaw movements and move their fins.
And is that speaking?
That's how they communicate.
And what do they say?
Well, they go down in the bottom. They decide who's going to go up to breach. They have an order. They discuss it amongst themselves. You'll never see two sharks breach on a seal. Now, can you speak in mouth gaping and fin movements?
No, but a lot of the people I grew up with can.
Well, so there
And
you go.
a lot of those people decide through mouth gaping and fin movements who's going to talk to what girl and who's going to get in
Right?
what car.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of human beings that behave in a certain way. I'm just saying, here's what I say, and this is maybe the resolution. Let's all just lighten up, right?
I agree.
Because you're making these very depressing things about, there's all the killing and the shark. Let's lighten up. The Spanish mafia, let's all have some wine and relax. let's not go here and tell everyone how to live. That's my only problem, Eli. I go, let's not. Am I out there killing a shark with a knife? No, but I'm very much. Let's live and let live. Let's let people around the world do the things they want. And if it's your culture to have the shark fin soup at the wedding, I don't know if it's my job as a Western American to tell you how to live. I believe that we all share a planet.